Mint Mobile. For people looking for extra savings, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. All plans come with unlimited talk and text and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. I know, most things that seem too good to be true are too good to be true, but this is actually real. This is legit. You could save so much money. Money you could put towards way more exciting things than your wireless bill. Get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month. $15 a month. And get the plan shipped to your door for free. Go to mintmobile.com/Silverman. That's mintmobile.com/Silverman. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Silverman. Hey! My dad is getting older, and I don't like it. He's got a lot of health issues. He's always had fucked up feet, but now they're like uber fucked up. He's got like ulcers on both sides of his feet. He has to walk in like this boot and then another thing on his other foot. Hopefully not for too much longer. He got a pacemaker this past year, and then they even, like, that was programmed wrong, and he had to go to the emergency room, and it was weird because they, like, fixed it on a computer. Anyway, science. The guy never complains, which is lovely, but also maddening because it's impossible to know how he's doing. So he and my stepmother Janice have one treat at the end of the night that they do every night. They eat a Tootsie Pop. It's like their thing. It's cute. And Janice licks it slowly until it has melted in her mouth. And Schleppy bites it like the owl in the old-timey commercial. And, one chomp and it's done. So the other night, they get into bed with their Tootsie Pops. Dad chomps his. And 4 teeth came out. 4 teeth. He didn't tell me this. Janice told me this 2 days later. So then, it's late at night. So the next morning at 8 a.m., Janice calls his dentist. And they don't open until 9. But it says, for an emergency, press 2 or whatever. And my dad's like, don't you press the button for emergency. Emergency's only if you're in pain. I'm not in pain. He will not admit pain. He could be on his actual deathbed. And you could go, Dad, how are you? And he'll go, you know what, Sarah? I'm fucking phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. That's how above and beyond he lies. He does complain when he's alone with Janice, and then completely gaslights her when she brings it up to the sisters, my sisters and me. It's the masculinity, it's who knows what it is, but it's it's a little maddening. And so anyway, so she doesn't press, he won't let her press the emergency thing. So they call back at 9 when the dentist is open, and they have him come right in, and they just glued him in. And then they would need to, with surgery, put them in proper. But he's like, the glue is fine. The glue works. I can do anything. I can eat ice cream. I can blah, 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 whatever. But no, he did get them. He got his teeth put in properly. But he's such a character. And I'm guest hosting Jimmy Kimmel Live next week, the 11th and the 12th. And, of course, they want to come. And, at Jimmy Kimmel Live, they want, they're like, we want to do something with your dad. And I always want to do stuff with my dad because he's so funny. But I'm, worried. I'm worried about his energy. I'm worried about his health. I'm worried about the fucking Delta variant. And, we put together like just a weird sketch that should be easy for him. But I don't know. We'll see. He does not speak up for himself at all. He's oddly shy. Remember on the Hulu show, Raj, we shot like 2 or 3 hours straight with him in a pool just answering questions about life because he's he's not good if he's given lines, but if you just ask him questions to answer like extemporaneously, he's incredible. But, they kept going like, Mr. Silverman, would you like some water? And he's like, no, I'm okay. Take the water. The next day, he was in the hospital for dehydration because he's too shy to say, sure, I'll have some water. Dads, I don't know. You can't kill him. You can't, you probably could kill him. I mean, he's 84. I don't think anyone's going to suspect foul play.
Here's some ads.
This is an ad for Lord Jones. If, like pretty much everyone, you have been honing your self-care routine lately, do yourself a favor and let Lord Jones show you just how good it feels to bring CBD into the mix. It's the absolute gold standard in CBD products. It is. Lord Jones is the only name you will need to know when exploring inside and out self-care. I am a big fan of baths. I take one in the morning. I take one in the evening. And I will say, with Lord Jones CBD-infused bath salts and their very tasty CBD gummies, I am in complete relaxation mode. For years, people in the know have been using Lord Jones premium CBD products in their self-care rituals. That is true. Why not see what they can do for you? My friends, Stephanie Simbari and Elizabeth Cott, first turned me on to Lord Jones. So go to lordjones.com/Sarah to get 25% off your first order. That's lordjones.com/Sarah for 25% off your first order. lordjones.com/Sarah. Way. All right, I may have been a bit too rough on my hair lately. Yeah, sometimes I go a little too long in between washes. Weeks, possibly. Our hair can take a lot of experimentation and sometimes outright neglect, but it's never too late to hit the reset button with clarifying detox shampoo from Way. Reset your hair and scalp with the clarifying detox shampoo from Way. Use it once a week to neutralize product buildup, oil, dirt, and hard water from your hair and scalp without stripping away moisture. And the smell is so yummy. It's infused with their dreamy signature Melrose Place fragrance with rose, bergamot, lychee, cedarwood, and white musk. I can't wait to use this shampoo. I haven't received it yet, but I can't wait. I'm going to use the fuck out of it. Because my hair needs to be detoxified. I never thought I'd say that sentence before. But it's dry. And so I need the moisture. When you're ready to undo some damage, hit the reset button with the Way Detox Shampoo. Go to TheOuai.com. What? That's not how you spell Way. Yes, it is. They spell it O-U-A-I. It's pronounced Way. The Way. TheOuai.com. Use code Sarah to get 15% off your entire purchase. That's TheOuai.com, code Sarah.
And we're back.
So Rory and I, we didn't get into a fight. We got into, not our biggest argument, but for some reason it was hard to... we always talk everything through until we're laughing. And for some reason, this was so dumb. And for some reason, it was, hard to get past. It was so dumb. Okay. In my living room, we leave, the sliding glass door open to the backyard. Just leave it open when we're in there, And a bee came in, and it was, on its last legs. It was just kind of sitting on the couch. And I go, bee. And I was doing something at the sink or whatever. So Rory just grabbed, the first, he opened the cabinet and grabbed just, a small clear glass and put the bee in it and to put it outside. And, I've explained this, I've told this story to, 2 different friends. And by the time I told it last night, I was like, I'm majorly wrong here, but the glass he grabbed is my favorite glass. I covet them. I bought a few of them. They're small juice glasses, and I don't know why they make me so happy. I have juice in it. I have coffee in it. They make me happy. I'm not really into stuff and things, but certain things for some reason I get attachments to. And he used one of those, and I go, gross. Gross. Here he is, he's a mensch, doing a menschy thing. But, if it was me, it was very weak, this bee. It wasn't like you had to catch it. It was just kind of like sitting on the back of the couch, like kind of with its hands on its knees. If you can imagine that. You could have picked it up just with like a napkin, But he grabbed and then I go, well, why'd you have to get my favorite glass? Like, why didn't you use your coffee mug sitting right there? You didn't use your favorite coffee mug. He was like, I just wanted to use something clear so I could make sure the bee was in there. Oh, yeah, well, how you didn't use your John and Nora's wedding tumbler that you love to... What's a tumbler? What's the big one? The big glass that's like this, that you put like draft beer in?
I think it's a growler or a stein? A beer
Pint
stein?
glass.
A what glass?
Pint.
Pint. Yeah, it's a pint glass. That's what it is, yeah. From my friend's wedding. Why don't you use that one that you use every day? But, he wasn't out to get me. I even kind of go, that's my favorite glass. Like, I wonder what in you, like I use like therapy on him. And it's so shitty because it's like I'm saying... I implied that he did it maliciously, that it was some kind of passive aggressiveness. And that's what really bugged him. He put up with all my shit, but that really just made him kind of shut down. And of course he did. What a fucking asshole I am. I don't know, I got worked up. Sometimes I can't get my head around something, and it's like a pit bull, like my jaw locks on it, and there's no reasoning. So then I double down like a fucking asshole, and I grab his coffee mug that had long been empty to put it in the dishwasher, and it drives me crazy. And I've heard Adam Carolla used to say this all the time too when we were friends. I mean, I just remember him saying this, but it's, just put a little water in it. When you're done drinking the coffee, just a little bit of water so that it doesn't harden on the bottom of the mug. It's so easy. And I said it. I mentioned that. And he goes, Jesus, it's not like I put it in the sink and didn't put water in it. I forgot to put it in the sink. I finished it and I left it there. All of this is irrelevant. It's just for some reason we were not connecting, not vibing, and it stemmed from me, I'm realizing. There was absolutely nothing to fight about, And to insinuate that he did it in a passive-aggressive way is just so unfair because this man, not a single part of him, doesn't just fucking love me. So what is this self-fulfilling, is that how you say self-fulfilling prophecy? That maybe I'm, what am I, pushing him away? What is this? What's going on? I'm crazy about him. No part of me believes, that he took my favorite glass so that he could contaminate it with a deathbed bee. It was just small and clear, so he grabbed it. I don't know why I was so irked, but because I just kept going. So, then he's like, he's just like, do you want me to go home? And I didn't. I sure was acting like I did, but I didn't. I don't know. And then a couple hours went by where we were just really disconnected, just kind of like doing our own thing on, it had not become clear to me yet how wrong I was. I just was purely working off of feelings, and I was irked. And I know these are the things that I want to work on as we have this ongoing conversation about, eventually living together. But, now that I think about it, I wonder if my knee-jerk reaction, it was like a real toddler reaction, was from that being, in the back of my head. turning into a 3-year-old who has now learned the word mine. Mine. Is that what that came from? Like, I just suddenly got the idea of living together made me possessive, or I mean, I want to live with him. I totally do. I was not my best self, and you know, that always comes from fear, I guess, I think, for people, right? I do want to live with him, and I do want to share my life with him. I just want to figure out how to do it so we both get what we need, you know? Like, my first thought about living together, besides that makes all the sense in the world and I would love that and I should be so lucky, is I like to be alone, you know, a lot. So can we achieve that? So Saturday we had like a trial of let's pretend we live together and we're doing our own thing in the house. Let's see what that looks like. Because now it's like when we're together, it's like a little bit more of like dedicated time to be together. So Saturday we did our own thing under the same roof. And it was great. I took a fucking bath. I watched some Law and Order. I trimmed my cuticles, which I never do, but I got this nail kit from a company that's going to advertise on here. And I can't believe what a difference it makes. I never care about my hands, but you put this, and it doesn't matter. Anyway, I cleaned up my cuticles, and it was really satisfying. And then I put a shiny coat on. Then I got out of the tub, and I just splayed out on my bed, which is my favorite thing to do, like a beached whale, but you know, in a good way, I guess. The beached whale is definitely not a good. I mean, those whales are not happy. I don't know why that would be the analogy. But and then I grabbed my guitar, and I completely learned Taylor Swift's song "Betty" on guitar. And he was downstairs, and he like hooked up the PlayStation. You know, he hooked up the console, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. And he did some work, and then he watched a bunch of Mythic Quest, which then I came downstairs and I started watching. He started turning me on to Mythic Quest. Yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. And it was a really good night. Anyway, you know, if we're going to live together, like, I want to be in cohabitation training first before the real thing. Could I be more anal? I don't know. And he, of course, indulges it because he's the shit and I'm knee deep in it. And there you go. Let's take a call.
You left me a message. Now I'm playing it for the world. Let's hear some voicemails.
Hey Sarah, it's Lola from San Diego. Just wondering if you feel that the term vulva for female genitalia is a gross word that you don't like using because it's actually more accurate to say vulva, in my opinion, or if you don't mind using the term vagina, which is only one part of the whole thing, the sex canal and the baby canal. So I tend to not correct people, but just drop the term in conversation with them. And so my question to you is, do you feel that that's like a douchey thing to do, or do you feel like it's a worthy movement to start using the term vulva, which is
movement,
you know, is more scientific and anatomically correct, or to keep using the term vagina, which is one part of the miraculous whole that was a double entendre that I didn't mean to make. Anyway, I love you for years and years and forever and ever. Thank you for this wonderful podcast. Take care. Bye.
I didn't know that. I didn't know vulva is the whole caboodle, and then vagina is. Do you ever just say caboodle, or does it only come with a kit? A movement, you know, I don't think we need a movement as we change language necessarily. I just let people know, like you just let me know, and then I'll know. but you can't like go like, say this now. I think that's a fatal flaw on the left a little bit. Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay, so the vagina is the baby hole and the sex hole, and they are the same hole. I feel positive. I've only used it for one of those things. And then there's the pee hole that's separate, and that's, I know this is very embarrassing. I do not know where my pee hole is. I have looked at a map of a vulva, but it seems so small. Is it like on the clitoris, or is it like another thing? Or I don't know where my pee comes out of. I just know it's at least 3 places. Okay, then, vulva it is. I like it. If I'm talking about the whole 9 yards, I'm saying vulva. Vagina if I'm just talking about my sex hole / baby canal. Vulva's like a badass, sounds like a heavy metal band. It sounds like a 9 Inch Nails side project. Vulva. Very few words with 2 V's in it. Vulva. Vivacious vivisection. Vivica A. Fox. 4 words. All right, what else?
Hello, Sarah Silverman. It's Frances here, and I have a question for you. Well, it was a statement about leaders of the so-called free world. Our Prime Minister Boris Johnson has been called out for not being able to operate an umbrella. Don't know if you saw that online.
That was so
just
funny.
Having difficulties opening an umbrella. I know that your former president had trouble with speaking in general. So what would you say, what would you suggest as a new sort of firm criteria for selecting leaders of powerful countries? Like, do you think there should be additional psychometric testing? You know, what do you think? What do you think the criteria should look like? Thank you.
Great question. I think anyone who vies for office should be able to work a washer dryer. Really, any basic household appliance they should know how to use. I think they should have held at least one working class job. They should have at some point known how to ring up a cash register. They should know the cost of living at all times for the average family or the average person, and how that coincides with a full work week on minimum wage, and make sure that they always work together fruitfully. They should probably be able to like fill out a map, which disqualifies me. I just cannot contain. I don't know where any one of us are. I really don't. In 8th grade, I lived in New Hampshire my first 18 years of life, and in 8th grade, I got New Hampshire wrong on a map. New Hampshire. I mean, plus many other states, probably most. I think I got Texas and California and Florida. New Hampshire, I labeled, I know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking, oh, she thought New Hampshire was Vermont. Shockingly, no. Even though they're sister states, I labeled Delaware as New Hampshire. And that is why I should not be a politician or representing Americans.
Here's some ads.
Blenders, baby. Blenders Eyewear is going to be your new favorite brand. They have cool shades that give you that laid-back California vibe. Their team of in-house designers are constantly coming out with new styles, from orange polarized wraparounds, tortoise shell frames with purple lenses, to classic gold arms on black lenses. I got the Rose Theater prescription sunglasses. I customized them to have blue lenses, and they have 4 different possible options. I went with blue. Can't wait to get them. They are putting my progressive lenses right in there, and it's going to be sweet. And it's not just sunglasses. Blenders has prescription glasses, boom, readers, blue lights, as well as a snow collection with goggles and accessories. Ooh, I want to get prescription goggles and then just wear them like glasses. That would be cool. Oh, and did I mention they are super affordable? so you can lose them and shit. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You get these crazy fancy glasses. You're gonna lose them. To score 15% off your Blenders purchase, visit blenderseyewear.com and enter the promo code SilvermanVIP. That's blenderseyewear.com, code SilvermanVIP for 15% off. Blenders. Rocked with pride worldwide. This is an ad for Green Chef, which I enjoy very much. There's a lot of meal kits out there, but how do you know which ones are the real deal? Because I'm telling you so. Green Chef lets you choose from a wide array of easy-to-follow recipes perfect for keto, paleo, and plant-powered diets, or even if you just want to eat in a more balanced way. It is the most sustainable meal kit, offsetting 100% of its direct carbon emissions and plastic packaging in every box. So you can feel great about what you're eating and how it got to your table. I got the plant-powered meal plan here, and just made the roasted sweet potato farro bowl. It's delicious. It lasted me 3 days because I'm just me. So the portions are sweet. They're American portions. Go to greenchef.com/Sarah100 and use code Sarah100 to get $100 off, including free shipping. That is, go to greenchef.com/Sarah100 and use code Sarah100 to get $100 off, including free shipping. Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well.
And we're back.
All right. Hey, Sarah, I got a lot to cover. One, there's a Chrome plugin called Jailbreak the Patriarchy, which will swap male gendered words or masculine words for feminine words. Pretty amazing to see because when you swap he for she, you actually start to see the way that the whole phrase or a whole sentence is masculine, not just the word itself. Like the phrase, the adjectives we use to describe men versus women become more apparent. And a lot of people already notice this, but it becomes more apparent when you just try and read a news article and hear a description of, a he, and that you swap that pronoun to she, and you're like, this feels really over the top. Anyway, the real reason I called in was to ask about how you feel, or just to talk about, as a dude, I feel not attacked, but I feel guilty or an association with the patriarchy. Like I'm part of it just by being a man. I am now part of the patriarchy, and I benefit from it, and those things are true. I'm not refuting it or saying it should exist. But I was raised by women. All my teachers were women. Women played a big part in my life, and I feel like whatever I am now and whatever habits I have now were shaped by them. And I don't want to give them any more responsibility. They taught me and raised me. I'm not blaming them. I'm just wondering how that plays into this whole thing.
That was really interesting. It's great, or it's lovely, or it's interesting that you were raised by women. But you weren't raised by women from this moment in time. None of us were. Those people are babies right now. So those women were raised in the patriarchy, and they raised you from how they know life to be. And it doesn't mean that you are. I don't know how you were raised, so irrelevant. But yeah, the women that raised you were raised in a world dominated by men and masculine language. It's all they knew. It's all I knew. It's rad that you were not raised with toxic masculinity, which is, Rory has talked about and is to be aware of is amazing. It's so runs so deep. And that's a giant leg up, I would think. You sound absolutely lovely. I understand that feeling of frustration, you're it's like Catholicism. You were born a sin. Born in sin? I don't know. Just for being a white male, I understand what that must feel, and I know you're not being defensive about it, and what can you do about it? Yeah, I understand that feeling of frustration and guilt because I too benefit from white privilege, needless to say. But being aware of it, doing everything that you can to correct it, that's what you can do. Even if you're only doing it so you don't feel so helpless, Nothing helps the feeling of helplessness more than helping. is something I just made up and seems like it could be true. But I know it's tricky, you know. Sometimes your ego wants a prize of some kind for being an ally, I guess. But doing the right thing is supposed to be the prize. Or there's not supposed to be a prize. It's kind of like finding a wallet. You know, if you find a wallet and you return it, it feels so good and you should feel good, but also it's like what you're supposed to do. You know, I know you feel like a hero, but like you returned a wallet. The alternative is you find a wallet and you don't return it, that would make you a piece of shit. Unless you really need the money. That's different, I guess. But, you know, return the, like, license and credit cards. If you really need the money, you know, then you can just go, I found it, but it didn't have money in it. I mean, that's a lie, but I don't know. I was remembering when my dad's tricycle, he rides like an adult tricycle. His tricycle was stolen a couple years ago, and all he said was, you know, they must have really needed it. They needed it more than me. That's what he said. So yeah, if you need it. But still, return the... How did we get on this? Weren't we talking about the patriarchy? All right, what else?
Hi, Sarah. I'm Elizabeth. I'm 20 years old, and I got a breast reduction when I was 18. I went from a 32H to a 32 double D cup, and I'm so happy with my results. It's truly been life-changing. And something that I've been doing since getting a breast reduction is I've been going braless because I don't like wearing bras. They're uncomfortable and they're expensive, and I just have sort of a personal disbelief in them and their purpose, other than sports bras. And the other day, my mom told me that I look trashy and that I look bad because I don't wear bras and that I need to start wearing bras. I sort of just left the conversation where it was, but I'm just wondering how you would go about responding to this, because I don't want to wear a bra just to appease her, because I find them so uncomfortable, but I don't want there to be more problems. I don't think she should be talking to me like that. Anyway, I love you and your podcast. I wish you were my mom. Bye-bye.
You know, I think that what you just said at the end of that is a perfect thing to say to her. You know, I love you, but I don't want to wear a bra, something that's uncomfortable for me, just to appease you. And I wish you didn't maybe talk to me like that because it hurts my feelings. I mean, listen, we all have our mishigas with our mothers, and she'll probably roll her eyes. And look, you know, I don't know what to say. Your mom wants your tits to be higher than they normally hang. This is something that's for some reason important to her. It seems to be important to many moms. Really, it sounds weird saying it out loud, I'm going to say, but your mom is not a bad person. This is what moms do. I can promise you that it has more to do with how she feels about herself than you. They project onto us all of their fears and insecurities. This is the cycle of life. Your physical comfort is more important, of course, than even your own mom's emotional comfort. I really think this is true. You know, you can get really upset, or you can just laugh and kiss her forehead and say, I love you, Mom, and I'm sorry my boobs are not high enough for your comfort, but you're going to have to find a way to love me anyway. Something like that. All right, what else?
Hey, Sarah, how you doing?
Oh, my God. This is my dad.
Anyway, I just want to talk to you for a bit about how much better I like your set now that you changed it from a blank wall to from a blank wall to all those lovely pictures. And everybody loved the pictures. Except for one person. You left out, not the first time you left her out, and she took it really badly, actually. What do you not like about Janice? She wasn't a good stepmother. She wasn't a good provider for you girls. She was nasty to you. Must be something that you leave her picture off the wall. And because she doesn't know what it is she did to you, she's very, very sad about it. But the hope is that maybe you can get past your hostility towards Janice and just be a little kinder. Like maybe put up a little school picture of Janice. You're nothing big, but just something that you'll know that she's somewhat in your thoughts. Anyway, I love you.
Okay. You know, Dad, I don't know if you've really looked at the pictures behind me. I mean, they're just kind of random. Most of the people I love the most are not on here. There's a picture of you. There's a picture of my dead mom. And some pictures of me. And then it's like Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner. And Raj, our producer. There's like 8 pictures of Raj. I don't know what to tell you. You see this baby behind my head? This adorable baby behind my head, right above and to the side of Jesus. That's Hitler. That's baby Hitler. I find it fascinating, and I put it up there. Listen. Good grief! It's just a collage of randomness, Dad. Everybody in our family knows that Janice is beloved, and in fact, loved far more than you. And you know that. I really wouldn't worry about it. I can't imagine this is truly Janice's feelings. I hope that you and Janice feel how much I love you from when we're together in life and existing in our great family, in our personal life. There's a picture of Janice, right? Oh, that's white Jesus. Jesus H, I love my family so much, but I just need to scream this for a second. It's never enough! All right, and we're back. What else?
Okay. To all these women that are calling in here saying, you know, I'm just really sad because I don't really feel like it's right to be called the name Karen because it just silences women. Shut the fuck up! Shut up! I'm tired of hearing white women calling in and bitching about being called a Karen. Calling into the podcast about this issue is the most Karen thing you could possibly do. It's actually hysterically funny when I hear these people complain about it. What is going on? Could you imagine every time you're upset and you speak out about it, you're labeled an angry black woman or a feisty Latina?
Good point.
I can because I'm freaking Mexican. And I know I can't smell myself.
Oh my God.
But good God. Good God.
I love this person. That was hilarious. Not a lot to say other than some spicy commentary from a very hot-headed Latinx woman. Si se puede. Dolores. That was a great call. Thank you. I wish I knew your name. Did she say your name? I don't think she did.
Hi, Sarah. My name's Jenna, and I'm calling because I was sitting here and I thought of you because you are in my head like Dr. Fraser Crane for me now. I listen to your podcast while I'm at work, and it makes me really happy, and I like all the good things that you have to say to people or just about things in general. I like the way your head works. It's very similar to the way my head works, I think. So I'm going to ask you. I'm gonna ask you what you think about my dilemma. So I was listening recently to a woman who called into your show and said that she is tired of people asking her when she's going to get married, when she's going to have children. She was a bit older and she was just happy being single. And she said she's a strong, independent, single woman. And I think that is great for her. My issue is I'm weak. I'm weak, Sarah. I am super single. I am 39 years old and I'm weak. I want to be with someone and it just keeps not happening. Every relationship that I'm in just crumbles and falls apart. And I think I'm a decent person and I think I'm decently attractive and I just can't figure out what the hell. And I'm looking around and I see it happen for everyone else and I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. Sarah, tell me, what am I doing wrong? Fix me, Sarah. Sarah.
There's nothing wrong with you. I don't think. Maybe there is. I mean, just superficially, I'd say you sound super thirsty and you should just try to be a little more cool. I can only say my opinion, so all right, let's get deep a little bit. First of all, you think it's working out for everyone else? Is that what you see around you? I don't know. All right, kid, here's my opinion. And I've said this before, I really believe that you have to be your own best friend and enjoy your own company before you can really be appealing to other people romantically or otherwise, really. And this sounds maybe cunty, but my favorite person to hang out with is 100% me. And, I mean, that's something I learned. So I know it's something you can learn. I do think that it is not only attractive, but it is, to get to that place is wildly beneficial to your life and to your joy. And I think after working on that, you're going to find someone or they're going to find you, you know? You don't want to be in a situation where you're so afraid of being alone that you won't leave a bad relationship. Oof. So you got to work on the relationship with yourself. I know it sounds corny, but it's true. You know? You know how we pretend to be the person we want people to see us as? Be that person. Be that person with your family. Be that person when you're alone. We decide who we are. Accept yourself. That's a big one. These aren't easy things. They're stuff you practice. You know, be as kind and forgiving to yourself as you are to any bozo on the street. Once you accept your whole self, you know, you will find that you have a lot more space for others. And before you know it, someone else is loving you just as much as you are. You showed them how by doing it yourself. You want a person who loves you, warts and all. Someone whose warts you love too. I don't know. I remember seeing an episode of Roseanne when I was like first on, where Jackie dates this guy and she's just acting like this person she thinks is lovable. And he falls in love with her. And she's so afraid that he fell in love with that person she was pretending to be, that she, you know, finally opens up to him and is like, she's telling him all her bad habits. She's like, I bite my nails. He's like, I don't care. She's like, and then I spit them across the room. He's like, okay. And then she goes, they're my toenails. I remember thinking that was very funny and beautiful and fucked up. But if you want to be with someone just because you don't want to be alone, that's probably not going to work out so well. It's achievable. I mean, but is that the life you want to live? Really? I don't know. I would start by not putting yourself down. That's a really good practice. That self-deprecation is, to me, a form of self-obsession. You're so concerned with how people perceive you instead of just being. And it gets in the way. So I'd work on that more than your outer shit. It doesn't matter, like, you know, what your pedicure looks like in an open-toed sandal. Do you really want to spend your life with someone who gives a fuck about shit like that? I don't know. I always tell my friends, before you call your ex, masturbate, and then see how bad you want to call your ex. It's kind of analogous, I guess. Like, work on being yourself and work on enjoying your own company, and the level of your desperation to be with someone is gonna wane somewhat. I don't know. My analogies are not hot shit today. I always think about this thing a guy I knew once told me about how his father described Instagram, which was, watch me watch the sunset. I love that. Wow. So yeah, practice just watching the sunset. Just you. It has to still matter. You know, if you fall in the woods and no one else is there to hear it, it should still make a noise to you. Fuck. I'm going to work on my analogies. And that's it. Dad, you motherfucker. I love you. You're not always easy. But I'm here to say that we are winding down. This is the end. I'm wrapping it up. This is when I say subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to podcasts. And check us out on YouTube if you like watching with your eyeball holes. That's hard to say. Eyeball holes. Ball holes. Ball holes. All right. Bye.